Okay, so now we're at part 2, and we have traced our face onto a good piece of paper. This is our final copy. I've already started shading on one side, as you can see, and then you may want to do a little bit of the shading on the head or the forehead before you lay in the hair, just so it fits underneath. Your shading could be very loose. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. Like, I'm very crosshatchy with this. Crosshatchy. Is that a word? I'm not sure. Or if you would rather have it be smooth, and you can use a paper stump or whatever to blend it out if you like, or you can just color it with your pencil and leave it. So either way is fine with me, as long as you have different values. So from light to dark, and all those grays in between, right? When you do the hair, like, find a hairstyle that you like. If you need to reference one, you can do it without that, that's fine. If I'm looking at hers, I'm just looking at how high up it is, how much it covers of the head. Usually it's going to cover a little portion of the head, even if you're showing most of your forehead. And it always comes down to our ears, even men who have short hair. So I would put a couple of directional lines in there so you know which way to start coloring in or begin coloring in. We've already practiced all the eyes, nose, mouth, ears shading, so that should come natural. You've got to figure out now where all this comes together as far as shadows. So naturally your face is round. You're going to have some on the edge. I'm going to use hers for a reference right now. So to keep it rounded, like all the way, we have shadows around here. We usually have some under our nose, some under our chin, a little under our eye. Don't overdo under the eye. Above the eye and inside the ears. So some of this is common sense, but you can also go look in the mirror and see where you have shadows on your face. If I was doing the hair and I'm coloring it in, if she has dark hair, most of this is going to be filled in. I can always go back with an eraser and bring out the highlights. Something like that to get started. You can always take this, pull out a few if you need to. If it's blonde hair, you're not going to have many shadows. I would actually type in or Google how to draw blonde hair so that you can see the differences in the ways that people do it. You want to keep it really minimal. So this is part 2. Start getting your shadows in there. And like I said, you can keep it smooth or you can add a little texture. All right, good luck.